So why I chose to do this particular course was I was looking around at different. My background is in personal training and strength and conditioning, exercise rehabilitation. So I was looking at something a little bit more holistic, um, but I was interested in both the mind and the body. And I looked at psychology. I looked at sports science, but there was nothing that was really sort of bringing them together. So when I saw the prospectus for this course, it sort of all the content jumped out at me, and that's what I just went with that. Decided to jump into it, and it's actually more than I even ever imagined in terms of content and applicability, and it was exactly what I was looking for. So what am I doing with it now? Well, I'm continuing to study the integrative complementary medicine advanced diploma, as well as so that's refining my skills that I've learnt in the both the diplomas. I practice in two clinical locations in Sydney. I'm trying to. I'm still experimenting with what I'm going to specialise in, but I generally get clients who have mental health issues, structural conditions, and also young kids with behavioural difficulties. Um, I have an interest in sort of PTSD and survival type trauma related conditions. Um, the great thing about the course is that it enables you to sort of go into any area that you think you're interested in and sort of focus on that. How much work? There's lots and lots of work in the course, but if you organise your time well and you commit to it, then it's very achievable. But there is a lot to take on, and probably the best advice I can give is to come at each subject with a beginner's mind, forget what you already know, and try to let it all sink in. And the best way for that to happen is to just practice lots.
So I started looking a long time ago for something for my clients because I've been working in the energetic healing field for about 5 years, and could tell that there was something more that I needed to be able to help my clients find within themselves. And I wanted them to be able to find what it was that was that little spark or that motivation that would help them get the most out of their lives. And so I went to a crystal empowerment course, and the lady used kinesiology to show us what crystals were going to be the most benefit for a crystal healing session. And I was like, how did you do that? How did you use my arm to tell me what I needed? And I was like, wow, that is so cool. And that was it. That was my righto, that I'm not telling the client what they need. The body is telling the client what they need. My whole flavour is all about body beautiful. And not from the concept of looking beautiful, from feeling beautiful. And when I experienced that session, I went, yep, that's what I want to do. And so I went searching, and I found the College of Complementary Medicine. And what totally threw me was that they had a course aligned with kinesiology that was mind, body, medicine. And I went, oh my God, this is meant to be. This is for me. And then I started, and it was a little bit overwhelming. It was like, holy God, what's all this bloody meridian stuff, and how's this all going to work? But the structure of the course and the way it worked for me just unraveled beautifully, gave me so much structure to be able to help my clients straight away. And it wasn't me making the difference, it was the process that I learnt on how to support clients to find that thing within them. Travelling through that course was just exquisite. I grew a lot. When I went through school, I was one of those people that I hated it. I hated school and science. Yeah, no, don't give me any of that stuff. It's all just too hard. And then when I explored the nutrition and the anatomy and physiology, it's like, I really want to understand this. It really made a massive difference to the way I looked at my body and felt within my own body, because I started to understand how things worked. So the the process of both of the kinesiology and the mind-body medicine, and exploring all the different topics and the way that it's been taught has just been life-changing. I've got clients that are very grateful, and I'm getting lots and lots of feedback, and that's how I get my clients. I don't have to advertise. It's all through word of mouth, and I constantly have new clients coming on board. The workload through all of it has been, I have to say, quite easy. But it's about being consistent and about really allowing that time for yourself. If you make the time for it and you put the effort in, as I did, I made sure I gave, especially through the double diploma that I did, I made sure I had the days for that. I didn't see clients. I made it like I was at school, so that when I was at home, I got to do that. As I've gotten along with the advanced diploma, it's a little bit different because I'm seeing more clients. But the way that you can watch videos whenever you want to and read whenever you want to, it's rather flexible. So you can get through it. And I've got 2 kids all by myself and a very big house and a dog, puppy. And so, we're 4 nights a week we're at sport, and then I've also got other businesses that I work with, and so it's constant, but you fit it in because you love it.
I originally got out of school and went to uni and did Bachelor of Human Movement and Social Science Psychology, which gave me some great knowledge, but didn't really give me the fundamental skills to go out and actually help people. And then I actually injured my knee and discovered kinesiology and had a really emotional session from something that was so physical. So that really ignited my desire to learn more. I ended up going to a 2-day weekend course at the college and just absolutely sat on the edge of the seat, just loved it, just couldn't get enough information, and pretty much enrolled in the next diploma just because it was just so evident that it was what I'd been wanting. It was the mind, the body put together in a practical way that I could actually go out and start helping people straight away. So learn a lot about myself, which you'll find that that's kind of how it goes. I really just a new way of looking at life. So for me, the whole idea of energetics and crystals, and obviously I knew how colour affected us, but not really an understanding of why. So that was a really kind of, and TCM as well. I didn't know a lot about it, didn't really have a understanding. Obviously I had acupuncture, but didn't know how that kind of followed through onto actually affecting me and how that process was. So lots of knowledge on that, and then personal progression of me as a person and a practitioner, of how I actually interacted with people and developed that way. So
okay.
Workload. I was working 3 days a week as well as studying the 2 days, so that was pretty full on. So you definitely need probably at least a day, if not heading towards 2 days, because you kind of want a day to study and then you want a day to organise your notes. Periodovers course, energetics, crystals, and then it's just kind of sat with me really well, and working through clinic, that's what come up, and then now heading towards the primitive reflexes seem to be something that's coming up quite a lot, which is really good to work with and really help make some major changes for people.